Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Yo, welcome to Absolute Hysteria. I believe we are on episode, is this episode 4? I believe, episode 4. It might be 5, I might be mistaken, but I think it's episode 4. But anyway, back with this evening. We had the new intro we just rocked. Had to switch things up a little bit. But yeah, we got some new segments coming up tonight. We're debuting a brand new segment tonight. We got the regular news segment tonight. And then we've got the main course, which is WWE finishing move, Mount Rushmore, and WWE matches, Mount Rushmore. So let's get it started. Let me bring in my guest, my brothers. We got none other than Mr. 937 Kinkaid.
Hey yo,
we got the shortest with the mostest, Kidd Jewell.
Mr. Milanakis.
Yep.
Mr. Milanakis. Dessert. But yeah, man, welcome to Absolute Hysteria this week. Like I said, we got some wrestling for your asses. Like I said, we got a new segment this week. We got a little bit of news, which the news ain't really much news because there wasn't a whole lot I caught this week. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to hit that segment real quick. And this week in the news, basically the only news I have for y'all this week is WWE Backlash was Saturday. It was from France, Lyon, France. There was only 5 matches. Overall, it was a pretty decent pay-per-view. The crowd was super duper live. Like them fools had that place. The decimals was crazy. At one point in time, the cameraman had to switch cameras because the camera was like shaking uncontrollably. Like they had that place lit. They were singing along with like Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso and Randy Orton. They sang like every entire word to their theme songs. Even after the song was over, they just kept on singing. And there's something in France that I wasn't aware of. It's something to do with their sports. That whenever somebody says the word phenomenal, they sing this song. So every time they mentioned AJ Styles being phenomenal, they broke out into this big ass song.
That'd be horrible.
It was kind of annoying because you know how many times they say phenomenal? The phenomenal one, the phenomenal this, phenomenal that. But yeah, it was kind of annoying, but it was dope. The show overall wasn't bad. You had the bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga versus Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, a street fight. The bloodline ended up getting the W in that, thanks to the interference of Tonga Loa. Tonga Loa is now the newest member of the bloodline. He is the brother of Tama Tonga and the son of Haku, the blood son of Haku. And they are in a faction that is called Gorillas of Destiny, and they are badass. And there's one remaining member of Gorillas of Destiny that I think will be coming next very soon. And he is 6'10", This dude's bad. His name is Hakalua or Hakalea or something like that. Haiku or I don't something like that. It's a crazy ass name. But he's 6
Like a
foot
word we
10.
can't pronounce.
Yeah, he's 6'10" and he is a monster. But next we had Bailey versus Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton in the women's title match. Kind of started off kind of sloppy. It was kind of a slow match, slow burn. Eventually they heated up a little bit and it was a decent match. Bailey ended up pulling off the W in that one, keeping her title. Then we had Damian Priest versus main event Jey Uso, Mr. Yeet himself. Jey Uso came out, had the crowd in the palm of his hands. He had the crowd eating out of his hands, man. Like they went absolutely haywire for this man. Pretty decent match back and forth, you know, a lot of super kicks. Actually wasn't that bad of a match. Could have been a little better, but thanks to the help of Judgment Day, Damian Priest took the W. Then we had Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair versus the Kabuki Warriors for the WWE Women's title. That was a pretty decent match, pretty much straightforward, like you figured it would be. Dominance versus quickness. You know, the Kabuki Warriors are quick. Jade and Bianca are dominant. Pretty decent match. Bianca ended up pulling out the W. She got the pin, and Jade and Bianca became the new women's tag team champions. And then you had the final match, Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles, was probably the best match of the card. It was probably one of the better matches I've seen in a while. Those two really gave each other hell. And for AJ Styles to be as old as he is, that man is still rocking.
So it's phenomenal.
He is phenomenal. And he needs a title run before he retires because that man is out there killing it, you know, for his age. But I really don't see him staying around too much longer. I think he pretty much has said in previous interviews that he's on his final run. So hopefully we'll get to see him get a little bit of glory before he takes off. I mean, hell, he made a view that he fought Dusty Rhodes 20 years ago, and now he's fighting his son. You know what I'm saying? Like, tells you how long this man's been in the business. But yeah, man, that was Backlash. The results, like I said, good pay-per-view overall. They're just continuing the story. The Bloodline story is getting even crazier. I just keep your eyes on that Bloodline story. It's going to continue to grow until
I didn't even watch it.
you didn't see it.
Nah, man, I was moving in the new place.
That's right. Hell yeah! Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Sound like a good pay-per-view though. Overall, man, like I'm definitely gonna catch up with it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all, man. It was, like I said, it was only 5 matches. It wasn't extremely tedious, you know.
Right.
But Mark Bickard, what's up, Ding? Mark B, shout out to my guy from Louisville. And we got Sledge in the building. What's up, Sledge? How you doing? So that was it for the news this week. So now let's bring out a brand new segment that we will be doing every week. It is not a bi-weekly or whenever I feel like it. We're going to do this every week. It's time for, if I can find it here. Oh, shit. Where's it at?
Movie or TV series of the week.
We got the movie or TV series of the week, y'all. And this week, I kind of came in clutch on this one. It was a last-minute thing. I had the original one picked out, which I bumped to next week. And I watched it. This aired live on Netflix last night at 10 p.m. I watched it today. laughing my fucking ass off. We had the Katt Williams Woke Folk special. Laugh my ass off. You guys need to watch this. And I know if you like Katt Williams, you will enjoy it because he touched on a little bit of everything. He talked about the Shannon Sharp interview. He talked about P. Diddy. He talked about a little bit of everything. But so, yeah, if you're a Katt Williams fan, I highly suggest go check that out on Netflix. It is live right now. You can watch it on demand whenever you need to. Log into your Netflix and check it out. Eric Whitler, what's up, bro? What's up? How you doing?
What's up, Eric?
So that does it for the segments. Now we're going to jump into the big boy stuff. We're going to jump into our segment of the week. We're going to jump into the Mount Rushmore list. So let's start with the small one first. Let's start with finishers first, because that's not going to take as long. We'll go with number one on everybody's list. We'll go around the circle. Me, the Kinkaid, the Jewell. We'll go around the circle. Start with one. Actually, start with four. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because they're all four on there. It doesn't matter. Fuck it. We'll start with the first one. Right. I had to go with Razor Ramon and the Razor's Edge, simply because at that time that move was crucial with nobody doing it. A few people have tried to do it since then, but it wasn't as successful as it was for Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. So I did that. Was my first one.
Yeah, it's dope. Definitely a dope one. Yep. All right. Well, you want to go next, Jewell?
Go ahead, man.
All right. Well, I'm going. It's going to be a tandem for me. It's going to be from the Headbangers. It's going to be the Stage Dive. You know, if you're familiar with the move, one man would set a guy up with a power bomb while the other guy would top rope him with the leg drop. I mean, it was just one of those moves that I always remember from. I think it was early '90s. It was dope. You know, I've always been big on the tag team finishers, especially when they was top rope and, you know, power involved. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be one of them for me, bro.
I wish I would have told you ahead of time, but I did. It was my fault, but it doesn't change. But I was actually planning on doing a tag team list too eventually.
Well, that's your fault there, buddy.
But it's all good. We'll keep on rolling with it. Kid Jewell, what you got?
I'm gonna go with a Canadian Destroyer. I know Edge used it there for a little bit.
Canadian Destroyer. Is that the one where he scooped them backwards?
Yeah, it's the power bomb where they flip in a 360.
That's right.
That's dope.
Yep.
Okay. All right, then. Next on the list, I'm going to go with my favorite wrestler of all time, and we're not going to go with his normal move. We're going to go with his secondary move. We're going to go with the Undertaker's Last Ride. Hellacious power bomb. You know, he held him up even higher than normal, and just kind of, you know, that was not a lot of people got up from that last ride.
Yeah, that's definitely some height on that motherfucker.
Yeah, so I got the Undertaker's Last Ride.
All right, well, I'm going with my favorite wrestler from, you know, the '90s again, until he suffered a career-ending injury and never came back from it. That would have been Perry Saturn's Ring of Saturn. I mean, one of my favorite submission moves. You know, when he locked it in, it was pretty much game over.
All right. Nice submission move. What you got, Jewell?
I'm going to go with William Regal's Brass Knuckle Punch.
Okay.
That's different. Okay.
It's a different one. It's different, and it was effective.
Yeah. Most of the time, it was you're fucking done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you know, it's kind of like one. It's kind of like the. There was one move I was going to put on here. I'll actually no. I'm gonna save it for my honorable mention. I'll save it for honorable mention, because it's not really a move, but it's very effective. But my third one on the list, even though there are other names for it that people use to this day, Randy Orton RKO out of nowhere. I don't care. That's still one of the standards, man. Because when he hits that move, and you're gone, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess I'm gonna follow up with Randy Orton's RKO, and I'm going straight in Randy Orton's punt kick. It may not be the effective finisher, but it's that "fuck you, that's why" finisher.
Yeah, they had to ban it. It was so bad. Like
Yep.
Yes, sir.
motherfucker was giving people concussions and shit.
I almost went with that one on my list.
Yeah.
But I'm going with one that hurts a little bit worse than getting kicked in the head, and that's getting kicked in the nuts with Shattered Dreams.
Hey,
Gold does that. Did you see that clip that was going around where he wrestled the Blue Meanie?
Yeah.
And the Blue Meanie's nuts fell out to the side of his shorts. Goldust said that he put him up in the position, and he was walking back to the turnbuckle, and he kept hearing people laugh, and he's like, "What are they laughing at?" And he looked over and seen the Blue Meanie's nuts were hanging out to the side of his shorts. So he said, "Fuck it." He just went over and kicked him anyway. And but my number 4 and final Mount Rushmore move, kind of cliche. People's gonna be like, "Yeah, it's kind of cliche," but I don't care because they did not get it back up. Goldberg's jackhammer. He put that jackhammer on you, and there's not a lot of people that kicked out of it.
Okay. I'm gonna follow up the jackhammer with Mankind Socko.
Ooh.
Classic.
You know, because once he pulled the cross rocket out of there and gone and stuck it in your mouth, it was pretty much disgusting, and it was game over.
All right. I'm gonna follow that up with JBL's clothesline from hell.
Oh yeah. JBL, when he hit you with that,
Man.
it was something serious. Like, I liked at the beginning of the career when he was making people flip every time he hit
Especially
it.
those little guys that he was hitting with them. He was fucking them up.
They were flipping all the way over.
Man.
All right. Well, we'll do an honorable mention because there was a lot that I had to cut because there were so many fucking great moves. But like we were just talking about a while ago, this is technically not a move per se, and I'm gonna go with the Great Muda, the Poison Mist.
That was mine. Yeah, Green Mist.
Yeah, Tajiri did it. Muda did it. Asuka's doing it. There's a few people that have done it, but Muda was the creator. Like, he started that shit. But yeah, you say that was what you were going to pick too?
Yeah, Green Mist.
Oh yeah.
My honorable mention is Razor's Edge.
Okay.
Nope.
Say hello to the bad guy.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Hold on. We got somebody in the come. Let's see. What do you say? Sledge, probably my favorite. The Last Rider, the Pedigree. Yeah. Pedigree was definitely title favorite. If we did a top 10, that would be in the top 10 for sure.
Yep.
Like, there's so many other moves I would have put. And of course, like I told Kidd Jewell, one of the moves that would have made my Mount Rushmore if they hadn't stole it and completely made it so freaking common would be Shawn Michaels' Sweet Chin Music.
Yep. But
they made the damn super kick so damn used. Everybody does it. Like, it's ridiculous now. That and the spear. I'm tired of seeing the spear too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Goldberg.
And the stomp.
Huh?
Spears and stomps.
Yeah. Seth's stomp is a little bit better. I like his of all the people that use the stomps.
No, top rope stomp's the best.
Well, yeah. He's done it off the top. All right, so let's move into our match list. We've got our top 4 Mount Rushmore matches, and we have an honorable mention. So I'm gonna start it off strong with, and like I said, these matches I didn't just pick them because they were the most exhilarating matches I'd ever seen, because there are better ones. I picked them for a lot of different reasons. So the first one was the Yokozuna and Undertaker Royal Rumble 1994 casket match.
Okay.
And if you're not familiar with that one, that's the one where the Undertaker had beat Yokozuna previously, and they had a rematch at the Royal Rumble in 94. And all Yokozuna had half of the other wrestlers gang up on the Undertaker and beat him down. They threw him in the casket, and Bam Bam Bigelow sat on top of the casket so he couldn't get out. And the urn started spewing this green mist out of it, and everybody just ignored it. So they were pushing him. They were pushing him up the ramp, and all of a sudden, like, the shit starts flickering and going crazy, and the green smoke starts coming out the casket, and they all back up. And then the Undertaker pops up on the screen. He's laying in the casket, and he says this real chilling fucking speech. And then the next thing you know, the motherfucker's levitating over top of the fucking casket, like up in the air, levitating. Shit was fucking dope. Like, you never seen no shit like that back in the day. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was probably my first Mount Rushmore match, was the Yokozuna Undertaker casket match.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a dope one. All right, so I'm gonna follow that one up. Easy, you've heard this from me multiple times. I mean, we all remember when Mankind was tossed off the top of the cage, but a lot of people forget when Rikishi was tossed off the top of the cage. Vince McMahon opens it up. You know, he drives the truck down there, sets the move by leaving the truck at the side, and then next thing you know, everybody enters. It was a 6-man at the Armageddon back in 2000. By the end of the match, you know, the Undertaker sets it up. Rikishi's beat all to hell at the top of the cage, and Undertaker gives him a light push. The next thing you know, he falls in the back of the truck, and literally, bro, like literally, you just see the shocks and the axle on that truck explode.
Oh, yeah.
Just bust that truck to hell, bro.
That shit was
like
crazy.
I remembered the documentary and him talking about it. He literally said, like, he didn't know if he was dead. Like, he couldn't feel his legs at first. He couldn't feel his back or anything, but he could start hearing the crowd screaming, "Holy shit!" So he knew he was at least alive.
Man, that was a hell of a memory. I remember that. Well, I remember watching that and being like,
yeah, it was dope, man. It was one of the favorite pay-per-views that I actually got to watch live. So I mean, it was insane watching a man of that size. You know, if you watch the documentary, he literally said that his wife almost divorced him for going through with that stunt, because, like, a dude that size, I mean, the smallest left, the smallest right, he would have been dead.
Yep.
Yeah, that's mine. That's my number one on the Mount Rushmore.
All right, well, I'm going to go with the Undertaker and Mankind Hell in a Cell.
All right.
Classic.
Where you talk the one where he threw him off the top?
Yep, and through the middle of the cage,
and then
too.
you could hear
thumbtacking.
Yep.
I could hear oh man, Jim Ross to this day, like, "Oh my God, it killed him! Oh my God!"
when Mankind done the snot rocket, bro, and he shot that thumbtack out of his nose, bro, it was the greatest shit ever.
That was gangster. But no, how after they threw him off the top, they were taking him out in the stretcher, and he jumped off the stretcher, went back in, climbed up the cage, and got slammed through the cage.
Yeah,
that wasn't even supposed to happen. They said they didn't expect that to happen at all.
No, they thought he was done. After going off the cage, you're like, there ain't no way he's coming back for more. Yeah, he did.
Yep. They didn't expect the break.
They forgot, though, this is a man during a match, you know, that literally felt a piece of his ear hanging off, just went ahead and told the man to rip it, and tore his whole ear off.
Yep. Jeremy said, grew up watching all those. That was mine with Mankind. Hell yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah, Jeremy, man, that was a good one.
So, number 2 on the list, which is again has to do with Taker. Sorry, guys, I am biased. Taker is my guy.
I figured it'd be all 4 for you.
No. Actually, it's not, and I had to fight that. But HBK Undertaker in your house, 18, the Hell in a Cell match.
Okay.
Remember it?
Good one too.
Yeah, I mean, I almost wanted to go with one of the HBK Undertaker WrestleMania matches, the 2 back-to-back matches before he retired.
Yeah, those were fire.
But that first match that they did at Hell in a Cell, I mean, they beat each other. They beat each other crazy. Not to mention, if you remember, let's see if both of you remember, why was that match so important?
I have no idea.
You don't know? You can't remember?
Let's see, wasn't it a shot at Triple H?
No.
Or am I thinking of something else?
You might be thinking of something else. This was Taker, HBK in your house 18, a Hell in a Cell match. And what was the reason that Taker lost that match?
I'm trying to remember.
It was a huge moment, like legendary moment.
Is that when he had his
Why I picked it over top of the other one?
Is that when his nose was fucked up and he's wearing that mask?
No.
That's what I was thinking.
No, that was way earlier.
I have no idea.
You and me spill?
Go for it.
That was the debut of Little Brother.
Oh.
Paul Bearer came out with Kane.
Oh shit.
And Kane, JR was, that's gotta be Kane. That's gotta be Kane. Kane came out, fucking pulled the side of the cage off, fucking went in, choked. They went face to face, choke slammed him, and yeah, it was over after that. It's when little baby brother debuted.
I thought it was a different night season.
No. All right.
Whoa.
So, Kinkaid, what you got? Your second one.
Well, speaking of little baby brother, I'm going with Kane versus Triple H, Judgment Day 2001, and it's the chain match. This is back, if you remember, Triple H and Stone Cold was on their, powerhouse runs at the time. Triple H and Kane were going back and forth. If you recall this particular match, it was pretty big too, because Triple H was, he was on one. He was on a tear at the time, and Kane come out with a broken left arm. He had the cast and everything. And Triple H was taking it to him like over 3/4 of the match. And right towards the end, Triple H finally shows a little bit of weakness, and Kane, jumps on that. Well, he ends up choke slamming him. Stone Cold comes out with the chair. Stone Cold interferes. He goes to hit Kane and ends up taking out Triple H. And then, Kane ends up taking out Stone Cold and pins Triple H on his run and beating him and upsetting him for the first time. And I think it'd been almost a year since Triple H had lost the match. So it was a pretty crazy upset going into, a pretty big match for Triple H.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Triple H versus Shawn Michaels, 2002 Armageddon 3 Stages of Hell.
Oh, that was a wild one too.
That was a good one.
Yes, that was a very wild one.
Yep. I think that was the one where they were jumping off the trucks and shit. I can't remember. They was doing some crazy shit.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go with. I'm gonna go my number 3 in Mount Rushmore. I'm gonna go with the excellence of execution, Bret the Hitman Hart versus Stone Cold, WrestleMania 13. Classic match, one of the most iconic matches that I can remember. Those two beat the hell out of each other. They hated each other. Not only in wrestling, but they really didn't like each other personally. Because Stone Cold was super loyal to Vince, and Bret and Vince never really seemed too much eye to eye. So, there was always a little bit of animosity. They talked about it in the future years that they didn't care for each other too much. But that was the match where Bret Hart won because he put Stone Cold in the sharpshooter, and Stone Cold was bleeding so profusely he passed out. He passed out from bleeding from so much blood loss, and it was supposed to be an I Quit match, but Stone Cold never quit because he just passed out. Yeah, that was a
great match.
Yeah, WrestleMania 13.
All right, well, I'm just taking you nothing spectacular in most people's eyes, but again, I'm a huge on tag team matches.
Yep.
So I'm taking you to a simple Raw match. It was the first time that we seen the New Age Outlaws win their first title match, and it was against the Legion of Doom. Billy Gunn and Road Dogg upset the Road Warriors because solely Animal made the mistake of going after one guy outside of the ring while making a mistake, and Billy Gunn, capitalized by being the cheater that he always played inside of the ring and rolling up after a referee was knocked out. Referee sees the roll up, and it was a quick 1, 2, 3 for a victory for the New Age Outlaws. First time they won the belt, and it happened on Raw.
Hell yeah. I like back in the day, and I miss back in the day how they actually had the belts that actually changed hands on Raw and stuff,
Yes, sir.
That's had good matches.
Back when you actually had constant title defenses.
Yeah. Those champions back then, they might not had year runs or whatever, 2-year runs, because they fought.
But they were fighting champions.
Yeah, they wrestled every week, sometimes numerous times a week because of the live shows.
Right.
They would have title defenses at the live shows. And it wasn't too common back in the day for the title to change hands at a live show. I remember.
That's very true.
I remember tuning in on Mondays, and they'd be like, as seen last week in Cleveland, the so-and-so won the title, and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, that shit was crazy. But hell yeah. So what you got for your third one, kid?
I'm going to take it back to WrestleMania 18 with Flair and Undertaker.
Way back.
Yep.
Flair and Taker, man.
Bloody mess of a match. Arn Anderson interfered, and,
Yeah.
Fellow Horseman.
I think that's what set up that whole run, because Flair couldn't beat Taker, so then didn't Shawn Michaels go after him twice? And then Shawn Michaels couldn't do it, and Triple H went after him twice.
I don't remember that. I know he had a run-in with David Flair there for a little bit. Taker was beating the fuck out of David.
Oh, yeah, his oldest son.
That's a biker Taker.
Yeah, that was back before David passed.
Yeah.
Hell
I had that VHS.
All right. So
I hated the biker Taker.
Oh, did
you didn't like the American Badass?
It was horrible.
That was my favorite.
I was a black and purple guy myself.
Biker Taker, but I liked him right before he went to the Biker Taker. He was in between Dead Man and Biker. He called him, what was he called himself?
American Badass?
No, Big Nasty Bastard or whatever.
He
was in between the Dead Man and the Biker. He wasn't full-fledged Biker yet, But he used to come out in the red and black suits that said big evil bastard or something like that. Yeah, it was he didn't do it for about a year. But
I don't know.
But my number 4, my last WrestleMania spot, other than the honorable mention, in this match I fought back and forth with, but I had to let this one slide into number 4 simply because of the respect factor, and one of these men is no longer with us. Well, actually, both. Never mind. But yeah, this guy's no longer with us. I went with the Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. One of the most iconic ladder matches of all time. Shawn Michaels in his glory days and Razor in his glory days, and they beat the piss out of each other for that Intercontinental Championship.
Okay.
Yep. What you got for number
Cool.
4?
All right, well, I went with another simple match that I found very great. I think it lasted about 39 minutes, 40 minutes. It was Stone Cold versus Triple H at No Way Out in 2001. This was a straight slugfest if you watched it. I mean, these two were brawling. I mean, straight beat the shit out of each other. How it ended up, man, I mean, Stone Cold went down and Triple H was just so gassed he passed out and landed on top of Stone Cold for the 1, 2, 3. I mean, it was one of those, like, they literally just kept swinging for the entire almost 40 minutes.
Hell yeah.
It's one of my most memorable matches because, I mean, it was what wrestling was about at the time. You know, they put on a clinic and they really fought. Like, they went in there and they left it all in the ring and the arena and upstairs, downstairs, behind the scenes, a little bit everywhere. It was a good one.
Yeah.
What'd you got?
I want to go with the Royal Rumble of 2000, the Hardys versus the Dudley Boys. Is a match.
Oh, the table match. Yeah. I looked at that one as well. That was a really good match. Okay. Well, moving on to honorable mention, I had a 2-way tie. I couldn't pick either one of them because I was having such trouble narrowing this down into 4. I just went with 2 honorable mentions and said fuck it because I knew we would have a little bit of extra time. So fuck it.
Yep.
First honorable mention was the Shawn Michaels Bret Hart Iron Man match. This match was built. I think they built on this match for a good 6 months to a year. It was the Iron Man match, 1 hour match, as many falls as you can get in 1 hour. It was Shawn Michaels, HBK. Shawn Michaels had his trainer with him, Jose Lothario, and it showed all the months previous to the match. It showed him training and working out and running and like getting into the. It was his. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was like the first time he had ever won the title because it was like his boyhood dream or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So him and Bret Hart, they went for an hour, and Shawn won that match, and he won his very first WWE title. He achieved the boyhood dream. Showed him kneeling in the middle of the ring, like crying with the belt and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, very iconic match. Second runner-up, honorable mention, is another classic match. And one of the guys is taboo to talk about, but fuck it, I'm not WWE and I'll say what I want. But Chris Benoit, HBK, and Triple H, WrestleMania 20, the 3-way title match. I don't know if y'all remember that one. That was the one where HBK, Triple H, and Benoit was a triple threat tag match or triple threat title match Benoit ended up getting Triple H in the crippler crossface at the end and making him tap.
Yeah,
and won that match. One of his big WrestleMania moments.
that's where he actually cracked his tooth, wasn't it?
I believe so.
I think so. I almost put that on my finisher list.
Oh, crippler crossface?
Yep.
Yeah, everybody's scared to talk about that man, and I still say he's one of the greatest wrestlers to ever exist.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you can't take away what he did just be over, you know.
Yep.
Agreed, brother. Agreed.
Yep.
Well, now that it's mine, and we're doing a couple honorable mentions. I say my first one is going to be the one that made every single wrestling fan that was an Undertaker fan cry. Was the loss of his streak. I cheered because everybody that knows me knows I'm not the biggest Undertaker fan. That's why he did not make my list. So when that streak was broken, I cheered, I clapped, and I rejoiced. I'm that guy.
Yeah, me.
And number two was an insane moment for wrestling fans, even though I'm also not the biggest Hulk Hogan fan because comments that have been made and ruined his American spirit would have been him and Andre the Giant. When Andre came out that he was at the end of his career because of health issues and, on his way out, and he went out on his back to Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan lifting this extremely large man and slamming him in the middle of the ring and the entire Coliseum behind one person. And you could almost feel it through the television. That was one of the most amazing, events that was put on at the time, and probably still to the watcher today.
Okay. Hell yeah. Kid Jewell, what you got for some honorable mentions?
All right. Honorable mention. I have two also. I'm gonna take this one back to WrestleMania 8, where the Hardcore Championship changed hands pretty rapidly. Goldust versus Maven. Goldust and Maven went down. Spike Dudley came in and took it, and then it just escalated backstage.
Okay. You're talking about when they had that 24/7 rule before the 24/7 belt. Yeah. That's when they had that title that Mankind had. It was all taped and torn and shit.
That's the best one.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
And then the second one's on here because one of my reasons I was at this match, and I actually flipped off the Undertaker myself while I was fighting chemo. So
my God.
2002 Backlash, The Undertaker versus Stone Cold, with special guest Ric Flair as the referee.
My God.
Fuck did he say? God.
Stone Cold knocked the Undertaker over the rail, and I was such a Stone Cold fan back in the day. And I'm on the video, like on YouTube, WWE's video, and you can see me on my dad's shoulders. I was fucking right in Undertaker's face. I didn't care. I wasn't scared of him.
I'm finding that. We're using that next week. I'm finding that clip.
And like I was blonde at the time.
He's posted it.
My hairs were like, I had like little patches taken out of my hair and shit. And I got to keep the Backlash chair, but then I had a homie set in it one day, and it it didn't last. So
damn, but don't let fat people sit in your shit.
Yeah, bro, them kind of chairs aren't made for us. I've broken a few.
Yeah, I've been a couple.
It was the only one I had in the room, and I was like, fuck it, it'd be all right. And
I'm sitting in one in Kinkaid's studio, and I felt it start to buckle. And I'm like, hey, dude, I'm done with this. I'm about to go.
Yeah, it's outside. It's holding the deck up now. It's like broke. I was at the homie Booter's studio. Shout out C Motive if you watch this. I think it was New Year's, and I was pretty drunk. He was drunk too. He ended up taking out half of his studio, knocked his mic over, tore his soundproofing off his walls, fell into me, dude. Next thing I know, I'm sitting in one of those kind of chairs. That motherfucker buckled, bro. I ended up on the floor. It's broke as shit. I'm just like, wow.
Hell no.
Yeah, when you're bigger than 400, you probably shouldn't be sitting in a chair that says recommended weight 250 pounds.
Exactly. Well, all right. Well, if you guys enjoyed these Mount Rushmores of wrestling, let us know because I've got a whole list more. We can do more of these. I've got so many ideas of these written down. There's so many cool ones we can do in future podcasts. Let us know if you like it, and I'll do more episodes of these.
And we're planning on doing more than just wrestling, you guys. We're gonna bring in food. We're gonna bring in video games, all kinds of stuff.
Everything, bro. It's going to be list of everything. You know, you're going to get to know us on this podcast.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, guys. I wanted to talk about WCW, which would have made tonight so much longer. And this asshole told me we couldn't because WCW
not on this episode, but
my lane.
WCW, we can, like I said, if they want to see more, we'd do WCW one too.
Like
I told Kidd Jewell, I was like, we can do WCW, AEW, and ECW in the same episode. Just 5, 4.
Let's do it. NWA.
You know,
let's get to digging, boys.
We'll get that because we got plenty more wrestling shit coming up.
Don't forget JCW either.
Yeah,
I say we bring one man crew on here. Yeah, let's get the homie on here.
That'd be dope.
Yep.
But we'll talk about some more shit here in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and cover some things before I forget. Next week, make sure y'all tune in. Next week's a special week. We are getting the director of the brand new Juggalo film called Off Ramp. I've got the writer and director Nate Tate coming on next week, and we're going to discuss the film a little bit. We can't do any spoilers. He's already informed me, no spoilers, because the film hasn't released in the United States yet. The only people that's seen it are the few people he let watch it to do reviews and the people who have been at the independent film festivals. And they've won numerous awards for this movie. And I'll tell you now, this movie's going to, if you're a Juggalo or old school Juggalo, you will enjoy this film. Like, it is amazing. He touched the essence of the Juggalo culture, what it used to be.
Yep.
Not so much currently, but I'm not going to say a whole lot. Tune in next week. I'll talk a little more about it for what I can. We're going to, like I said, we're going to have Nate Tate on here with us, the director. If y'all got any questions you want to ask him, send them in and we'll talk to him and ask him. And then after it releases in the U.S., he's going to come back on and we could dive into anything. Because I've got a whole list of questions for him. So, but he won't do that until the movie's released.
Sounds super dope.
Also, we're going to try to get either one or the two main actors on. I definitely want to get one of the main dudes, Trey. I want to get him for sure. Because he destroyed that role in that movie. But yeah, that's next week. So tune in next week. The week after that, what I tell you, kid, that we was thinking about doing? Wasn't it the video game was? Yeah. The following week, the 19th, we're going to do a video game list. Each one of us is going to pick out our favorite system of all time and our top 5 favorite games with that system.
Yep.
So that could be an interesting one because I have a feeling that we're all going to have different systems, I think. But you never know,
I'm a Master System guy, so.
Yeah. So if you're a video game fan and tune in, not next week, but the week after for that one, we'll have an announcement for the last week of the month. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen there. I'm trying to get this artist spotlight going. I got to make a video about that. If you don't remember me talking about that, any artist out there, any musical artist, up and coming, you don't have to be up and coming. If you're a musical artist and you want to get your name out there and you want to promote your music on the podcast, I'm going to do an artist spotlight. Maybe every couple weeks, it's going to be an artist spotlight. There's 4 levels that you can buy on this. There's 4 different levels. I'll talk about them right now while we still got 10 minutes. The first level is going to be, where is my note? Here it is. The first level is going to be $25. What that's going to do is we will come on our regular podcast that week. I'll have a little segment that'll play Artist Spotlight. We'll put your picture up on the screen, and we will play one of your videos or your songs live right here on the screen. After it's over, we'll give a little brief comment what we thought about it. We're not going to go into too much detail because it's only it's $25 for 15-minute slot, and in that 15 minutes, we'll tell you a little bit about what we think about it. We'll shout out your links, and we'll put all your links in the bio. So you'll get you can use it for promo or whatever you want to do. The second tier is a $50 tier, and that is for 30 minutes. For 30 minutes, we'll bring you on the screen with us. So you'll be right down there beside Kidd Jewell or whoever. And we'll play one of your songs or videos. We will ask you 2 to 3 questions, like a small interview. We'll promo you can promo all your stuff, to give all your links, any new things you got going on, and we'll put the links in the bio for future, watchers, whatever. And we'll roll like that. The third tier is $75 for 45 minutes. That is also an on-screen thing. We'll play 2 videos or 2 songs. We'll give you a full interview, like a full-fledged interview. Your promo plugs, your links in the bio, plus each person on the screen will give you a full critique of what they think about your songs, whatever. So that's that one. And then you got your ultimate bundle. It's $100. It's a 1-hour special, and it is straight for you. I will name the episode your name. It'll be Absolute Hysteria presents Kidd Jewell Artist Spotlight. And the little banner that's at the bottom here will have your links and all that shit on it. The whole episode will be about you. Interviews, links, videos, music, stories, whatever you want to talk about. You got an hour to do your thing. We'll do a full promo blast on the social medias. You'll get like a week to 2 weeks promo ahead of the show. Also, with that one, me and Kinkaid here, I don't know about Kidd Jewell if he wants to hurt no feelings or nothing, but me and Kinkaid here will get brutal if need be. If you want an honest to God, full-fledged like critique, no hard feelings, just a professional critique, we'll give it to you. So
yeah, you get it.
So if you're an artist and you're tired of your homies being like, you're hot, you're dope, and then other people telling you that you're not, you want an honest to God, no biased opinion, we got you. For real. Just don't get butthurt if it doesn't work out for you.
Facts.
But anyway, yeah, that's the levels, man. I'm going to do a little video to kind of go over that again a little better and post it on social media. And I'm going to start lining those up here in the next couple weeks to start working into rotation. Like I said, there's the 4 levels. So anywhere from 25 to 100, depending on what kind of promo you want. I know I've got a couple artists that have already hit me up and that are interested. They just haven't decided a date yet. So
yeah, sign me up.
Yes, sir. Oh, you already know, bro. And what time we got left? We got 5 minutes left. Let's see. What other note did I have? I had no on here. We could talk about some shit. So what's your all's personal opinion right now? Who you think is the funniest individual to ever come through the WWE? Because there's been a lot of them that are funny.
Man.
R-Truth.
Kinkaid said R-Truth. I'll probably go with R-Truth, but I'm gonna wait to see what Kinkaid said, or not Kinkaid. I'm gonna wait to see what Kid Jewell says, because I do have another guy that's right up there with Truth, but Truth is probably my number one pick.
I'm gonna say Truth, and I have an honorable mention of Goldust with his Tourette's.
Oh man, I forgot about that too, because Goldust was hilarious too.
Man. Yeah, but that was a short time he did that. R-Truth is
if we're doing fucking honorable mentions, I got to throw in Hornswoggle too, bro. That dude was fucking hilarious.
That's my big brother.
My honorable mention was Santino Marella.
Yeah.
I like Santino because he was goofy. I like how he always messed people's name up.
When Hornswoggle played Finley's son, like, come on, bro.
I liked Hornswoggle the best when he played Vince McMahon's illegitimate son. Remember they said Vince had a kid and it ended up being Hornswoggle?
I don't know, man. When he was running around acting like he was Finley's pocket baby, that shit was funny, man.
That's my big brother.
Facts. So another quick moment, another quick question, which we'll end the show with this question. This will actually probably be a list eventually, but we'll give a couple moments right now off the top of your head, because I know you can think of one or two like that. What's some of y'all's favorite D-Generation X moments? I know there's so many of them.
I already got one. It's when Shawn and Hunter were impersonating the McMahons out in the ring, and Shawn was out there fucking doing the McMahon dance and shit.
Oh,
and
dude!
Triple H was like, "Stop it!" And he fucking fell on the ground.
My favorite too is
Shawn was dancing like Shane, and Triple H was in that suit with the big ass.
My favorite too would be when DX brought the war and they was on the tank telling Vince McMahon to suck it on the front of the tank. That shit was hilarious. And when Triple H kidnapped Stephanie and married her, that shit was fucking hilarious.
That was hilarious. First one,
they was all drunk.
First one I'm gonna go with. I got two right back to back. Also was an impersonation. Is when they impersonated was it Farouk's group, the Nation.
APA or
Nation of Domination.
Triple H dressed up like The Rock. Do you smell what the crock is cooking? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was funny.
You had X-Pac dressed up as Mark Henry. He was doing blackface. I'm surprised they didn't get canceled on that shit, bro. He did the whole blackface shit.
Oh, X-Pac.
But then right after that, one of the most funniest ones I can remember was when they were making fun of Sergeant Slaughter, how he always spits when he talks, and they had that windshield wiper mask on.
Yeah.
And he was in their face talking, and it was like, that shit. DX was
there was a lot of good DX moments for sure.
Yeah. And see, it's hard for me not to pick him in the funniest guy thing, because honestly, they're not real. They were some of the funniest motherfuckers.
Yeah. But technically you'd have to put them in the funniest duo.
Yeah. You gotta put them in as the funniest group.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they really weren't that funny apart, you know. But when you put them together, it was a whole. But yeah,
it was the Peds, man.
Hell no. All right, guys. Well, look like we've been on this thing for an hour already.
Yep.
We'd like to thank everybody that tuned in, that checked it out, all the people who will tune in and watch, because this goes live on YouTube and the Absolute Hysteria channel. As soon as we get off, people can rewatch it. So For anybody who's watching it in the future, make sure you leave your comments of what you think about. If you want to see something talked about, if you want to see more wrestling list and whatever list you want to see, if you want us to do any list at all, your favorite stuff, our favorite stuff, whatever, man, hit us up.
I'll even do a Rushmore of my favorite midgets if you guys want me to.
There you go.
Jeremy said them in the oddities.
Hold on, let's see. The oddities. Oh yeah, man. ICP. The motherfucking Yeah, we could actually do a top Mount Rushmore ICP moments because they had quite a few in all the different places they were at.
Yep.
But yeah, man. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. Tune in next week for the Juggalo film off ramp review with Nate Tate. And until then, we love y'all, motherfuckers.
Yep.
Make sure you check all of us out on social media. There's new music dropping. There's new videos coming. You know, stay tuned for all of that good stuff. And we're gonna leave y'all with this.
Come back and join us next week on Absolute Hysteria. Follow Easy 606 on YouTube and all social media.
Please stand by. We will be right back. Please stand by.